Alright. Welcome back to Let's Play of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Rise for the Ashes. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to blunt the knife again and again and again. Again and again? I'm sorry, but that's not what I read on the autopsy report on the original parts. I mean, during the investigation. The victim was summoned to report his deportment to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like presentation, doesn't it? So, if I order pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? Apparently so, Emma. Apparently so. In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. Okay, yeah. This one is obvious at least. I have to go to the last one where she claims that Lana Skye plunged a knife again and again. And then I will present the autopsy report.
Objection!
You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my most surprise. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr. What do you mean? I should have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Haha! You're right! Good show, Mr. Red Dwarf! What a hug! He's my hero, really! What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness. You got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now, I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. But tell us what you saw that you tough as blood. Testify! Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene. Wait, muffler? What muffler? Where's the muffler here? I mean, she's not wearing any kind of scarf. What are you talking about? Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proven it yourself. With this photograph. Huh? But only a true professional could be so clueless. I'm sure you'll make a good lunch lady, have no fear. Harsh word, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there. A scarf. No, not that. But something red. Really. Well now, where were we? The witness has given us another interlude. Now back to business. What? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we're gonna check with the most important part of the testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabbed the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. And apparently, Emma is a mind reader! After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind the instructions of the side. I quickly go for it, explained her right to her, and arrested her on the spot. Yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Starr, resistance is futile. You're quite determined about the scarf, aren't you? I stride like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Starr. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is kind of a snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get beaten. No thanks. Note to self, out only Wright gets beaten by snake. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked her fur and oil drum. Oil drum? Art Imogen. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. For a while, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. Man. She seems very insistent about the scarf. So let's press her about it. And if she is a lunch lady now, why is she even allowed to arrest people? She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say? If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word? So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else. Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. My phone? You mean this cell phone? Ask further. My phone? Do you mean this cell phone? Discovered the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. My memory. It's like a salmon eating upstream, you see. No, that doesn't seem a star. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging in the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently, it was out of order. And so she used her cell phone? Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should of course add that to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. Okay. She gave up trying to use the phone on the wall and she used her cell phone. Let's press her more. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Haha! I was going to read the same thing! I only said this one time, so listen close, rookie. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence. Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? What is it, Mr. Wright? The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Starr, resistance is futile. Okay, let's go back here. And... Wait. We found the phone right next to the car. So how can the phone be on the other side of the partition? Yeah, I'm sorry, but I disagree. Your Honor, what do you think about the witness? What? I'm not sure I follow. It clearly are gonna take the, I thought... Damn it! You don't sound very convinced, Mr. Wright. How does she overruled? I don't think that's won me any points with the judge. Not again. Damn it, how the hell? Okay, I'll just press everything now because if I don't, I press everything and then I present the floor plans to her on that statement. So where is this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? You said quickly. Were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press her for more details. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The Lunchland car was... She was a visitor till she was parked in B block. So, you witnessed the murder from here. That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you. I'm well overhead, of course. Amazing! The Call Queen, a landlady, athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high too. How come this guy didn't get away? When I harassed her, she mentioned the muffler. I know I pressed it, but just to be on the safe side. But since we already read it out loud, I'm not going to do it a second time. Okay, I know I pressed this one too, but I just want to be on the safe side, I told you. Oh great, we have to see that again. Then I'll present the final statement, and I will present the floor plan on this statement. I'm fairly certain I am right about presenting the floor plans here. I mean, seriously, the phone was next to the car, and she's on the other side of the partition. So, nothing of what she says makes sense. She made to escape? Can you be more specific? She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a plate to foie gras. She even kicked over an old drum at me. An old drum? There was an old drum lying inside at the scene of the crime. But strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why did she run the other way? The other... Ah! The car entrance! That's right. It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the royal drums. Excellent, more mysteries. I wish we could solve a few before finding more though. So Miss Skye tried to run. I'm sorry my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright. Not as sorry as I am. But she didn't do it, you have to believe me. Oh! Okay, now, we pressed her on everything. So it has to work. I have to be right. Yes! The music stopped. I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Skye. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in training armor, prosecutor? You, together with the chief prosecutor, did me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and you cough it all up. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, You couldn't possibly have seen Miss Skye making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the backside of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. What? What? Order! Order! What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies. Grr. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. That is exactly what lie this witness is called the truth. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about... Wait, no, she can't. What she saw or where she saw it. It's either one of these two. Yes. Where she saw it, I say. She tried to use their emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. It would be pointless for her to lie about it. Pointless to lie. I see. The witness did actually see Miss Skye using the emergency phone. In other words, Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I ever wrote one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we heard until now points in one direction. The place where Miss Starr witnessed this crime was... Well... where could she be? She can't enter from here, she's a visitor. But she did say she was coming to the guard, so maybe she was in the secret room. This is the only place where she could have been. The secret guard room? Indeed, the secret room in the ground parking lot is well positioned. It's built at the second level, so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places to where she could have been. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have been... The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought for lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr? How many years have I been getting the better of a man? To think that the tables could be turned. Today, a man has got the better of Angel Starr. Order! Order, witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Skye? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? It doesn't make sense. Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That proof still stands. It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, we're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So, tell us what the reason was, Mr. Wright. Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Starr witnessed a crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference. But what will change? The distance to the crime. Does it? Or does it not? Well, angle of view is different too. Both are right. But I've already been penalized enough as it is. So I don't think I should risk being wrong here. So... okay, let's go for a distance. I mean, she doesn't have to climb the fence. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the garage station is 30 feet. Damn it! I'm gonna get penalized, aren't I? I don't see how that would change what she could see. What she saw is not a question here. What matters is the time it will take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed a crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Skye? One witness? You. Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I was drinking a PB&J. Peanut butter and jelly! Peanut butter and jelly! Now with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend. You went to the station, so I waited. I witnessed a crime from the glass wall station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. Well, this is taking a while. That's why I had to go through the visitor's parking in B block. That's quite a detour. Indeed. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the crime scene. 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there, the defendant's chair, who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear I had my finest plastic spork. You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely! Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do you have any evidence of this? I sure hope so. 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make pastime that amount of time, if you like it al dente. I've got lunchboxes that tie pastime to nuts, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange, isn't it? If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, you horror? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea! I didn't kill anyone! But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run, but this time was different. Miss Skye dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had a picture taken. No other criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Yeah! Well done. It seems we've come to the end of this testimony. We have? She has a grudge against the defendant, and there is a blank in her testimony. Mr. Ashworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it. We're sure that can chat, Mr. Wright. That was too close. afraid that the Cuff Queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. So... Mr. Edward, you're the squid wheels, right? That's the one you tried to foist off on me. I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of our Twig lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A three-more-decker! Out of deference to the witness determination, I allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the lunch lab bot who says, you won't be disappointed. What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was of course the victim's, and the other was the defendant, Miss Lana Skye's blood. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. What? There was blood found on that shoe? Where did that shoe come from? Silent land for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
Objection!
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple, as I already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed. Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends and forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. I'm sure he's celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edward is looking pretty solemn. You could at least study some evidence law, really. The prosecution's complaint notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. Well, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. Hold on, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. And our goddamn evidence-putting trick. I swear to God, that girl has a hat full of evidence. I'll see you next time.